Hello, I'm Mariana King, and this is Where the Side Work Ends. Today we're talking about Dampfnudeln. These are sweet, yeasted, steamed German buns that are a recipe featured as a technical challenge on the 4th season of the Great British Baking Show. Compliments of Paul Hollywood, naturally. The recipe also features a plum sauce and a vanilla bean custard. So what does a Dampfnudel taste like? Well, let's find out. The dough begins with 500 grams of bread flour, 100 grams of sugar, 7 grams of yeast, 150 milliliters of whole milk warm, 2 large eggs, 70 grams of melted butter, and the zest of 1 lemon. You start by adding the sugar in one side of the bowl of flour and the yeast in the other side. Make a well in the flour, then pour in the milk, the eggs, and the melted butter. You'll pull this together slowly with your hands until a shaggy dough forms. Then you'll turn that dough out onto a lightly floured surface, and you'll knead for about 5 to 10 minutes until the dough begins to come together. Once the dough has come together in a smooth ball, sprinkle the lemon zest on top and continue to knead until the lemon zest becomes well distributed. Then place your dough into a lightly oiled bowl, cover, and leave to rise until doubled in size, about an hour. While the dough is rising, we'll make the sauces, and we'll begin with the plum. You need 4 plums, the juice of an orange, 50 grams of demerara sugar, and a pinch of cinnamon. In a heavy saucepan over low heat, combine the plums, orange juice, and sugar. Stir until the sugar dissolves, and then bring to a simmer, mashing up the fruit with a wooden spoon or a potato masher. Simmer for about 10 minutes, then add the cinnamon and puree with a stick blender. Onwards to custard! 150 ml of whole milk, 150 ml of double cream, 3 large egg yolks, 50 grams of sugar, 2 teaspoons of flour, and half a teaspoon of vanilla bean paste. Double cream is a uniquely British ingredient. If you can't find this at your local supermarket, you should be able to substitute heavy whipping cream without too many differences. In a heavy saucepan over medium heat, combine the milk and the double cream and bring up to just under a boil. I also threw in a scraped vanilla bean just for funsies. Meanwhile, in a large heat-proof bowl, combine the egg yolks, the sugar, the flour, and the vanilla bean paste. You want to whisk that by hand with a whisk until it becomes pale and fluffy. Then, whisking constantly, you add the warm milk mixture to the egg mixture, and you do not stop whisking for a second. You put everything back in the pan over low heat and continue stirring constantly until the custard coats the back of a spoon. Now, how about that dough? Turn the dough onto a lightly floured surface, knock out the air, break into 12 equal pieces, and roll those pieces into balls. And now we poach. 25 grams of unsalted butter, 150 ml of whole milk, and 25 grams of sugar. Combine these in a large wide saucepan and stir until the sugar dissolves. Then remove from the heat and place the 12 balls of dough in one layer in the pan and allow to rise for 15 minutes. Cover and cook over medium-low heat for 25 to 30 minutes. Remove the lid and cook for another 5 minutes to caramelize the bottoms of the buns. And if your saucepan has a crazy burnt sugar fond on the bottom like mine does, just pour in some warm water and a little bit of baking soda, bring to a simmer, and it should scrub right out. And there they are, my very first Dampfnudeln. These are an amazing dessert that would be a great addition to a brunch table. You could set these out with the sauces on the side and let your guests plate them up with the custard and the plum sauce as they like. Or, for something a little fancier, you could plate these with the custard and the sauce, making great designs for a dinner party or something like that. You could absolutely make the sauces in advance, and I imagine you could make the dough and allow it to slow rise in the refrigerator overnight, but this whole process makes your kitchen smell so good from start to finish that if you were to bake these on the day that you have guests to arrive, you'd certainly reap some rewards. It's another winner for me from the Great British Baking Show. I'm sure to make these a lot this summer because you don't even have to turn on your oven. And I'll look forward to seeing you again soon where the side work ends.